Yeah, okay.
It'll be alright.
He's out! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Unbelievable!
Champion of the world!
But all eyes to Jack. Jack is one who has been top 5 since lap 1. He's been actually pushed him hard at the start, but Jack will take his 5th win in a row. This will be his 26th win in HSRL all time, and he will get to his 3rd World Championship. Jack across the line now, celebrates in style, and he's nearly spun it round the line. He's hit the wall, and he's crashed the wall. Is Ashley catched up enough? Ashley will not win, but Jack F1 takes the win in Belgium, season 3 round.
Well, last week was a monumental week as Jack took home his 3rd world title. But hello and welcome to this, a very exciting track in previous seasons, and I'm sure it will be once again in season 3. This is the Monza Grand Prix weekend highlights coming to you from HSRL, and as you can see, Jack taking the title by 130 points at the moment, and he could extend that even further this weekend. Robbo and Jimmy fight for P2 with Blitzy, Wiki, James, Assy, Hyped making his first appearance in the top 10, with A&P and Lewis rounding out your top 10. But the Constructors is very hotly contested right now, with Sauber, Williams, Alpine, VCarb and Haas making up your top half. Further down the order, a tight battle for P6 and 7 with McLaren, Ferrari and Aston Martin rounding out your teams. In the Jack Roberts standings, 4 drivers who have yet to take a win heading into Season 3. Wiki leads that one by a mere 12 points to Omar. Jaco P3 with Glitzy and A&P rounding out your top 10, but 11 drivers can still win that title. And so this weekend, points mean prizes. In the Wingfoot Award for qualifying results, it is down to Jack versus Jimmy, and Jack could take it here in Monza, with Assy just outside. Mathematical contention for the title. Can Jack do it this weekend? And in the Forever Ford standings, everyone is still mathematically in. 4 drivers gaining the most positions. It is a diddler leading the way. So the curtains are quickly closing on this a fantastic season of action, but we still have this race, Singapore and the Abu Dhabi 50% race yet to come this season, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the remaining 3 races.
Big crash!
We are back to Italy and we are back with another sprint, but let's see how they line up for this 25% race with your sprint grid. It is Hurls on pole position, his first ever pole in any format, with Cami Kabiko lining alongside on the front row. The Diddler and John Hutchins, 2 of the best AI, lining up on row 2, with Akil and McRory making it in the competent 3rd row. It's Ruben and Assy on row 4, with the 2 Red Bulls of Wiki and Jimmy making up row 5, Robbo and Jack in P12, and it's the 2 AIs rounding out your grid. Cars are ready on the grid, and the Monza Sprint is next. A historic event with a modern twist. The Monza Sprint is underway for Season 3 in HSRL. Let's see who gets the best start. It's Hells versus Gasly. Look at Gasly. What a start from Pierre Gasly. He's looking for the lead into turn 1. It's very slippery though into the chicane. Keep it careful. Off has gone Jimmy in the background. Jack is there in mid-pack. He's won the title, but his spirit has not died. As we make our way into the first corner, it's Pierre Gasly who leads all his contact. I think it might be the 2 teammates into each other. The 2 teammates and Assie's involved. 2 big names of the sport are involved. Henry McGay's in there as well. A very dramatic start to this race, but Jack has not had the start he'd wished for. He just about gets around the outside of his teammate. Here's a replay then from Akil. as they lined up on the grid. That's a very dramatic start, and to see Jack getting caught up in an incident, that is a risk with these reverse sprints. But let's see how Akil managed to start. He started on the second row, because obviously it is a reverse sprint order. And you have to wait a long time for the rest of the grid to form up, obviously, on the second row. So let's have a look at his reaction. He didn't actually have the lights in his HUD. But he went underway. It wasn't the worst to start. Look at Gasly though, getting away absolutely brilliantly. Same for Ricciardo, and nearly making contact with Hype there. But the two AI of Gasly and Ricciardo making a brilliant getaway. Bit of contact there. There's a lot of argy-bargy, and more contact. And there was contact between Akil and Hype, and James was in there as well. Might be damage. There's a damage to Akil. There might be damage to Hyped and James as well. Surely some sort of side pod damage as they made their way through the Curva Grande and down into the second chicane. And Akil absolutely sent it. There must have been contact. There was. Akil making contact with Daniel Ricciardo, making more contact with his teammate. James and Akil getting bargy a lot at the start there. Not really what they needed to score some points in this sprint. This was on board with Hype as his usual signature angle at the start of races. He's always pointed right to the middle of the track, and you can see the advantage it immediately gives him. Immediately with a good start, about as good as Ricciardo, past Harry Maguire, and Akil, it's late. I mean, controversial, but no damage was done. But he went down the inside, his teammate there battling with Ricciardo, a bit of contact, and Hype's on the grass and then still gets hit. There's nowhere Hype could have gone there, but it's just that first corner is known for all the backlog you get, and it can cause a fair bit of chaos and a bit of anger. But we'll see from this year, I think, of Akil's dive bomb. It's just very slippery conditions. Here he came and bang, and doing well there just to avoid it. Luckily no warning or anything, but big problems for Akil, and there was a bit of damage to Hype after that lap 1 incident. And then we've got an onboard from Jimmy, all these different views, good to see. It was 1, it was 2, it was 3, it was 4, and it was 5. And he was underway. Let's see how he did. Starting in P11, I mean, that's a good sign in a sprint. It means you're doing quite well in the Drivers' Championship. And, oh my god, look at Jack coming through from absolutely nowhere. A brilliant start. He was way up the order, and Jimmy getting a bit caught out by these slippery conditions. Goodness me, what a start from Jack there. It was Jack and Nassi. It's Henry McGay, who's not really left much room. And there's the inevitable contact. Jimmy getting through like 5 cars there. A very chaotic start. Robbo getting away with it as well. But yeah, it was Henry McGrory not leaving enough room for his teammate, and probably didn't see Assi as well. And then it was side by side in the background, right behind Jimmy, as Akil eventually recovered from his moment. A very chaotic start though, and what we kind of expected. We've seen red flags and carnage here in the past, and when you add rain, it's just going to make things even crazier. As now we watch Jimmy, this is live pictures once again. Here comes Robbo trying to go for a double move on the outside. That would have been rather brave. But Akil will hold on to the position. Robbo P9, Jimmy P10. This is the last sprint point. It is a crucial point. As here comes Jimmy then, looking for a bit of overspeed on the Robbo, who's looking for an overtake on Akil. This could get rather feisty. Let's keep an eye on how they take this Parabolica for the first time. As the rain continues to lash down, we don't expect it to survive the whole race. Here comes Robbo on Akil. Can he do it? Meanwhile, we've got drama here. This is Hurls and Kamiko and Ricciardo, and Kamiko goes off the track. He's had to cut across all the awkward... Oh no, Hype's got side pod damage from the curve. They can be rather cruel to you. As we go back a bit further down the order, Jimmy now leaving the room for the Hexa guy, new to the league. Let's see how he can do. He was very strong in practice. Let's see what he can do in qualifying and the race later on. He's making moves on Jimmy, but we cut back to this battle with Hype and with James and with Ricciardo. Goodness me, that could have been very scrappy. Off has gone Hurls as well. There's more contact. A lot of drama going on. This is Hype down the inside of James. These two have come together before. That was very risky. Could have been another coming together, but somehow they get away scot-free. But a little bit later on in the lap, it's still getting rather feisty. Hurls and James come together. Hurls and James make contact. Hype's going to get down the inside of James, who kind of forces him onto the grass there. A bit dangerous, but no damage done. Not the first time it's happened to Hype this race. Very aggressive defending. As we look further back, we can't really make any highlights from this race because it's so much action. Might as well show the whole thing. Here comes Jimmy then, trying to look for a move on Daniel Ricciardo. But we cut back to the battle with Hype and James and now Kamiko. And oh, not again! Not again! The houses collide again. Now there's contact between Kamiko and James. Oh, now Hurls is getting in there, Wiki's in there. It's all a bunch of shenanigans on the third lap of this race, but the two Hasses collide again. More damage for Hyped, and this is really his sprint being rather unravelled. He needs to hope for some safety car or interruption to the race as Kamiko absolutely sends it on James. It's going to be contact. James going to have to take to the escape road. Wiki gets through on Hyped. There's more contact. Kamiko's in the wall. Wiki loses it in the wet conditions. He hits the wall now, and the two Hasses are side by side. Hyped goes out wide and loses a bunch of positions. Oh dear, the front wing being taken off has caused all sorts of carnage. As now off he goes, and he's nearly going to be out of the top 10 rather soon. In replay here, this is Jimmy a bit further back. We were too focused on the Kamiko and James and Hype battle. This was Jack and Jimmy. Jack making some more progress after his really good start, but then unfortunate contact with his teammate and Assi, as Jimmy also makes a move on Ricciardo, starting to slip down after his rather brilliant start actually. But Jack now into the top 10, Jimmy P11, and we're going to keep on. Oh wow! That could have been a big one there. That was Akil and Hexa. We need to see what the hell happened between them two. We just saw them coming back on the road. A nice switchback from Jimmy as well to get into the top 10. Jack is already into P7. Brilliant stuff. This is on board now with Akil. Hexa and Akil making a bit of contact. Akil just, the lines converge. Goodness me, that could have been a horrible shunt as he came back across the road as well. Two brilliant avoidances. Lucky you could call it, but oh my word, that could have been a major accident. Then a bit of contact there between Jimmy and Akil. A bit unnecessary, but Akil does lose out the position. This is Jimmy on Hexa even for P4, Hell's in P3. The two go side by side, Ferrari versus Red Bull, Mercedes. Actually, three top teams at the top for once. Usually Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes are a bit lower down, but it is a sprint, so anything can happen. But the rain has eased a lot. Here comes Hyped with his part wing and side pod damage as they make their way into this very difficult second chicane. Will they keep it all clean? For now they have, but here comes Jimmy on high. This will be a brave move if he can pull this off. He does have the run and he'll get the move into the first Lesmo and into the second one. Looks like Hexer's lining up the move on Hurls, but we go on board with his teammate Akil. This is lap 6 now. The two Mercedes go side by side. Akil tries to make the move, nearly a bit of contact. Track limits there for Akil. Hurls goes wide. Some teammate rivalries in this race as now Jimmy once again looks to move on Hexer, but they're coming into the pits. It is dry time. Oh, brilliant move from Jimmy there. I like that. I like that a lot. It was a move we saw a few years ago from Sebastian Vettel, and he's done it brilliantly. What an overtake. Here we go then, Akil now leading a race. He's risked it. Lap 9. It's really dry. He's on the inters. This is Jimmy looking for the move for the podium as well. Jack is up to P2. Can they catch up to Akil as Jimmy makes a nice move around the outside into the first corner? P3. This is Akil struggling. Surely he can't hold on to it. He has a bit of a wobble. Here comes Jack then. Jack is on fresher tyres, he's on newer tyres, he's on better tyres, he's on the right tyres, and he's in the lead of the Monza sprint then. What a race it has been from Jack, from making contact with his teammate to taking the lead of the sprint just 9 laps in. That is a brilliant performance from Jack, but here we go. This is James having a big lock-up. This is Hyped trying to do a switchback, a brilliant move there. Oh, but James has shut the door. He says, no way, Jose. That was a bit aggressive, but he's slowing down. He's letting pass. That is brilliant sportsmanship from the Barnetto. Good stuff to see as we're on lap 10 of 13 into the closing stages of this sprint race. As we now look to Jimmy in P3, trying to go for Akil in second place. His tyres absolutely gone. This is on board with Akil in the bottom right of your screen. Here comes Jimmy though, cleanly through and easily through into P2, as you would expect with Akil's tyres absolutely dying. Here comes Pierre Gasly then, looking to get P3. This would be a brilliant result, seeing AI on the podium. They're bashing, bash, and any more contact, there it is, bong, bong, bong. Hexa and Robbo will be looking to maybe capitalise if these two keep bashing into each other. More contact, there's some side pod damage. bang, 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 bangaranga. But here comes Hexer now, looking for P4. Akil is slipping down and down and down. He's got the tyre wear warning light come up on his, oh, and it's contact. That was very reminiscent of the incident at the start of the race, but into the other wall nearly. And once again, it is with the Ferrari. Now it's contact with the Robbo. It is absolute mayhem and drama as Akil has to cut across, and he takes to the runoff area, but he gets a penalty. I think that'll be removed though, because he did take to it correctly. This is the last lap of the race then. We've got Hyped here, getting past Akil. This is on board with Akil. The move has just been made. Yellow flag turns green. The Hype slides wide. The damage is not helping him, but he will stick into P6. It's P7 for Akil. But for Jack, it's a glorious win. He doesn't care that he's won the title. He will continue to win. He wins here in the Monza sprint. Jimmy there coming home for a glorious P2. This is further back. Robbo and Hyped very close. It's P5 and it's P6. But Akil, the strategy you could say actually paid off, because he finishes in a glorious P7. That is 2 points for Akil. So it's a brilliant sprint. Here's your final race results, with Jack taking the maximum 8 points and winning here, way ahead of Jimmy. Hexer takes his first ever podium of any sort in third, with Robbo and Hutchins rounding out your top 5. Heights P6, we saw Akil P7, and the Diddler rounding out your point scorers. Frank and Miller round out your point scorers, with Pearls, Assie, McGay, Wiki, James and Game Eco rounding out your 16. Coming up next in it is the main event. The Monza Grand Prix is after this break. And when 5 red lights are starting to have a banger in Monza, we are go, go, go! And there we go, it's a very slippery circuit. Will they all make it through cleanly? And off goes on the Red Bulls. And instant there, that's Jack involved. And that's a tight squeeze from James there, nearly on the grass. Oh, beautiful sight then of many, many cars in this massive train. And it is very, very slippery as we make our way through the chicane for the 3rd time. Jack continues to make progress. There we go then, it's getting chaotic, off goes Hives, and it's all about who can find the best grip on the track. Here comes Jack, he goes for 1, he might go for 2, he's going to get the move. Fantastic from Jack, he takes P4, and he takes the win. It's 24 hours on from that incredible sprint race, and we're here at a much brighter, much sunnier Monza, and we are here for the main race itself. It is Jack on pole with Assie alongside him, with 2 contenders battling out for P2, Jimmy and Robbo 3rd and 4th, with Wiki and Jake next. Hyped in P7 with Liam, Hutchins and Miller round out in top 10 with Henry, McGay and the Diddler. Kamiko is next with Frank and Akil racing shorts in 16th, with Barnetto down in 17th. What can he do? We'll start off Glitzy and Omar rounding out the grid. Now, after a race as good as last season and what we've just had in the sprint, I cannot wait. But we have had a bit of a delay because we already have had one start and it didn't end very well, as you're about to see. With we are looking at a clip from about half an hour ago on board with Jimmy. You see very good conditions as he gets a decent launch as James immediately on the attack of the Robbo, and you'll see why a red flag came out fairly shortly as they made their way into the first corner. It was very tight. Jimmy had to take to the grass already, beginning the inevitable chaos that you expect at this circuit. He was side by side here with Hurls, but it's what happens in a few seconds time after the VSC comes out, which is why we've got the red flag, and there's a big crash there. That is why the interruption has come out, but then it got even more complicated when some people got the message before others. Take a look at this. Real bunching up. James somehow ended up in the lead with Ricardo in second.
Big crash!
Get yourself ready then, and this will be a very, very exciting roller coaster. And we are lights out, and away we go. It's a good start from Jack. Good start from someone in the middle of the pack there as they begin to converge into the first corner. Here's Jack with a clear lead over Assy, who will try to look on the inside, but he cannot. Jack will lead us, heading out of the first two corners. And here's a replay then of Jack's start. It was a dream getaway for the Jackinator. It's not too much wheel spin. It was just perfectly coordinated and immediately into the lead of the race. Wasn't even challenged into the chicane, which is a blessing not to get taken out. Through turn 1 and turn 2 very cleanly for Jack. He's a champion, but he doesn't care. He's just going to keep going for it. There is a main battle, really. It's a Constructors, but there is also Forever 4 to contend with as well. But as he was on pole, he can't even fight for it anyway. He is just that good. But into the next chicane, as he did have a look, but nothing too extreme as they made their way through. This is on board with Hype then, starting from P3. He got underway. It was a decent start from Hyped, and as he tried to look for the space, it wasn't really, and it kept, fairly cleanly single file at the front 3-4. But then there was the contact there. Robbo went off the road. We need to see what happened there. Might have been some contact with James. He's been getting a bit aggressive this weekend, but we can't make any assumptions yet. But this will be the good view. On board with Jimmy, starting P6, right behind Robbo and James. Let's have a look. Obviously, caught up in the red flag mess was Jimmy. Nearly got caught up in the main crash itself. So James leaning on Robbo already before we even get to the corner. Jimmy looks down the inside. Who is it with? Let's have a look. He just looks like he goes off all by himself, but then Jimmy does get damage from it. A very weird incident as Jimmy gets passed by pockets and pockets of the pack. Hurls and Kamiko's to be specific. But yeah, unfortunate for Jimmy, unfortunate for Robert. It looked a really weird moment as they came into the second chicane. Kamiko going across the curves, Jimmy running out a bit wide. Yeah, once again, a bit chaotic, but no need for a red flag as Kamiko went off the road as Jimmy got into P7, and a big dive from Akil. We've got a safety car now for this incident. Akil in the wall there. That's why he is out of the race. So yeah, there is a safety car out as we continue to look at this lap 1 replay. So we are almost ready to restart this race, and we are on the third lap, about to start lap 4. Jack will go. It's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. We are green once again, as Jack will have a nice and healthy lead heading into turn 1. Will he be contested into the chicane like we didn't see in lap 1? Here we go. Assy looks to the outside. There is going to be side-by-side action for the lead of the race. Here comes Assy. Assy dives, but is unsuccessful, and actually, and off has gone Hyped. What on earth has happened there? Oh, shame for Hyped. This weekend has just gone from bad to worse. Replay then of Hype's moment as following these two, he was right in the mix. A bit of camera distortion, and then we can't really tell what's happened there. Whatever has happened, it's been rather unfortunate. We can see from potentially from Jimmy's view now, just looked like it kind of went straight on, unless he did get here. Bloody hell! Really tight pack there, nearly causing absolute chaos because some people went, some people didn't. As they went to green flag, it was AMP, it was Jimmy, and it was. Oh, look at Glitzy. Glitzy making 3 overtakes on that restart. He got it bang on. As AMP and Jimmy had to wait behind Ricardo. Let's see what we can see. There's no one in the gravel trap there. So how the hell has Hyped ended up into the gravel? He's there. The powers of the diddler, I guess. So then we are a few laps into this race now. And on the 4th lap of the race. And off has gone Ricardo. Off he has got... What the hell, the Diddler is really powerful in this race. But Jimmy will hold on to P9. Looked like he was going to get P8 there. This is on board with Jack. He's now being contested by James. Jack is not having it too easy, but we expected this at Monza. This type peloton-style racing where they keep switching positions. But James Marletto takes the lead of the race. Heading into the 5th lap of action. Assy P3, Wiki and Robbo rounding out your top 5. And this is on board with Jimmy. We've got AMP on the inside. Jimmy on the outside. He has to leave just enough room. And he does so rather well as Jimmy holds on to P8. Here's a beautiful view of this battle. It's James versus Jack versus Assy. Could have maybe had more people if there wasn't the weird hyped incident. But we'll move on from it as here comes Jack then on James. It's going to be a fairly simple move. Or will it? Because James gets him back heading onto the main straight. Here we go. Then Jack will surely, if he's got the DRS, will make the move. And here he comes then to the outside, and it's another lead change. And it's further back, we got bashing, that's Jimmy Nampy! Nearly heading into that wall, Parabolica. James getting the fastest lap. It wasn't AMP, sorry, it was Daniel Ricciardo. AMP capitalising. But this is now Jack in the lead of the race. He did get that move. And this is now Jimmy. He's been on a lot of action. He's off the road. That's a brilliant save. Brilliant save. He loses the position, but that could have been a whole lot worse. Wow. Here we go then, it's Kamiko and Hypes. They are way down the order. Hopefully they don't come together. Hypes got the run on Kamiko. Will there be any contact? No, there won't. Thank goodness for that. So Jack will lead us on to lap 7. Will James go for another attack? This is like why we come to Monza every season with a sprint and a race. Here comes James. He takes the lead once again. Brilliant stuff in this pack racing, as I mentioned. It's DRS trains, ERS trains. It's really more of a strategic track more than a skill track. This is Jimmy then behind Ricciardo. These two seem to have formed a bit of a rivalry. Here comes Jimmy then to the outside. It is Red Bull versus sister Red Bull team. As Jimmy swings around the outside, but there's contact now. And that is Daniel Ricciardo bashing into Jimmy. Damage for Jimmy. And someone in the gravel now. That is Hurls getting caught up in all that mess. And can Hypes make the move? He has got that side pod damage, so he might be affected with a hot engine. Here we go, I think he's got the move done, but here comes Hurls. Even with the RS, Hype cannot do anything. He's run out of battery now. Hurls will get the position back. This is all for that last point in P12. Hurls cuts across the road, and will Hype get the position? I think he should, and he does. Into P12 he goes, as long as he can keep it on the road. He's gone into the same path as Jimmy did. Can he keep it through lesson 2? Yes, he can. Jack and James, is it going to be another position swap? Big crash, massive crash for Hurls. He is out of this race. That's an enormous shunt. Let's hope he's okay. We go safety car immediately. A massive shunt. I hope Hurls is okay. We're hearing reports that he is, but that is a big crash. And then we go, then we are about to get this show on the road once again, and that is Jake and Albin getting into a bit of mess. But we'll move on from it as Jack, really cold tyres, he needs to warm them up. He's trying to, he goes left, he goes right, into Parabolica we go, he usually leaves it late and he leaves it great. Has he gone now? He's gone a bit earlier than he usually does. Catches everyone out by surprise and he is away like a stabbed rat. Jack will take a dominant lead already as he go green. Assy now second with James third. Wiki P4 and Glitzy P5. It's a fairly bog standard top 5. Here comes Assy though for the lead of the race. He wants to have a James-Jack battle and he will. He takes the lead of the race. A bit further back, this is Hype then. Kamiko is right ahead of them. They've had a lot of issues. Here we go then, Kamiko going for the inside of Valtteri Bottas. There's going to be a bit of contact, there is, and there's yellow flag shaking now, but it's come together. Kamiko's having contact, there's mayhem, and the safety car's out again. Goodness me. And this is Jack then just following Assy. Assy will have control of the restart. That got rather close. Hopefully there wasn't any contact. But Assy will lead us on this restart. We're on board with Jack then. Green flag will be out this time around. Assy, when will he go? Will he go at Jack range? Will he go earlier? Will he go later? We've not really seen any restarts from Assy. Here we go then. Has he gone for it yet? No, he's not. Let's hope there's no big piling up in the background. Has he gone for it now? No, he is leaving it quite late. He slows at the back quite substantially, actually. Taking us down to about 40-50 miles per hour. As he's not gone yet. This is a really... it's getting a bit feisty. Now he goes. It's pedals to the metal. It's go. Green. Once again. Assy will lead us. Not quite as dominant as Jack. But here comes Jack. Looking for a move on this restart. We're on lap 14 of 19. Surely our last restart. What can Assy do? What can Wiki do in P3? As this is a brilliant view of this battle. Assy, Jack, Wiki, Robbo and Glitzy making up your top 5. As this is further back, we've got James, we've got Albin, and here comes James. He storms it down the inside. Quadruple move! Yes, please. A lovely dive one from James. As Hype also making progress. They're carving their way through the field like we saw in China. James now already into the top 10. A good comeback already. Here we go then, James and Kamiko. And here comes Hype. He's going to get past all of them. This is brilliant. But the two Hasses have had history this season. And oh no, contact. They come together again. Unbelievable. The two Hasses collide once more. Hyped and Kamiko. Goodness me. In replay, this is Jimmy then. Let's have a look on the restart. It was very bunching up. It was like side by side. It was because Asi left it quite late and he was questioning the entire field. As it was like 2-3 wide. This is James's massive dive bomb. Brilliant stuff from the Jiggler. And got it round the outside of Bottas, and then Hype got the run as well. He saved up his battery though for an attempt at another triple overtake, making brilliant progress. Then the Spaldingers doing really well. This is Jimmy on Albon. We might see the incident with Game Eco and Hyped. It was just a massive send, way too late on the anchors. Spun him, across the back. It was a bit of a pile up. Jimmy, well, it allows him to make some progress on Bottas. Did get a warning for a collision with him, but there was nothing he could have done. Here we go then, Kamiko and Jimmy and Piastri. Jimmy gets past one. Can he get past a second? It would be an adventurous move, but he's going to send it anyway. A brilliant dive bomb from Jimmy. He gets into the top 10. A lovely move on the 14th lap of this race. He's into P10. This is Jack, then he's looking for the move on Asi. It's going to intensify as we get to the closing stages of this race. Asi pulls to the inside. Jack will try to mimic his moves and then go and surprise him, looking for a dive bomb. He can't quite do it. He might try and hang around the outside. Goodness me. I didn't think that would pay off, but he stays in line as McGay comes into the pit lane on the 15th lap. This is a brilliant run for Jack. Now he's looking for the move on us. He's on the outside. I think he's going to get him way before the braking zone. Here comes Jack. He's going to get the move on the outside. Can he close it off before the braking zone? The answer is no, not really. Asi still looking for the move. Jack leads the room, but Jack will take the lead of the race with just a handful of laps to go. Just 3 or 4 to go. That was a very close moment. What on earth happened there? Jack and Asi, I think, made a bit of contact, and Asi was flung to the scenery. As Jack comes rather close to our cameraman. That has ruined his momentum, but if he's got DRS, it's a-okay. We start lap 17. What a battle this has been. A grandstand finish is in prospect. Here comes Jack. He got the DRS, and he'll take the lead of the race. As he go on board with the Jack, he holds onto it through the left and through the right. And he holds on to the lead. A fantastic battle. But we're on the last lap of the race. Here comes Asi. A defining move for this race. Asi leads. And he go into the right and into the left. Can Asi hold on to it? Jack's got to think of a new and creative way to get this overtake. Because usually it's just on the start-finish straight. But if he does that, Asi will win. Here comes Jack. He's closing in. It's just a couple tenths less than that now. Can he go for a move here? No, not quite. They keep it single file. Jack doesn't need to go for risks. He needs the points of Williams, especially as McGay's so crap. Here comes Asi then through the first Lesmo, keeping it nice and clean. Just can't crack under the pressure, and we'll have a second new winner this season in HSRL, joining Glitzy. But Asi's got a bit of a gap here, but Jack has got the DRS. You can't forget this is a DRS zone as we head to the very anti-Ascari. As here comes Asi. Can he hold off Jack? It looks like he might be able to, but Jack's got good battery. It's not the best from Asi through there. Asi's out of battery. Here comes Jack on the last lap. He makes the move on the outside. Unbelievable. Jack makes the move into Parabolica for the last time. He saved that battery. A brilliant strategy for Jack. He wins in Spa, and he's going to win in Monza. Jack F1 is back at it again. And after a brilliant race, let's have a look at your results. And it is Jack on top with the last lap overtakes of the gods, with Asi in second, and Wiki gets on the podium. That is crucial, with James P4 and Glitzy P5. A&P is 6th, with Jimmy, Robbo, John and Diddy round out your top 10. A weekend to forget for Hyped in P11, with Frank Ocean rounding out your point scorers. Kamiko and McCrory, your last finishers. In the Jack Robbo Trophy for non-winners heading into the season, Asi took the win there. Wiki was second with James and Glitzy, who will be leaving the category at the end of the season. AMP, Diddy, Frank, Kamiko, Jake and Hurls gets a few points in the category. And then into Forever Forward, it is Glitzy and AMP tying the win, both gaining 12 positions from their starting grid. Diddy, Wiki, Jake, Frank, James, Hutchins and Asi all gained from their grid spots as well. Crucial for a very tight championship, which is set to go down to the season finale in Abu Dhabi. Now I'm wondering, we've not really talked much about Wingfoot And that is because on the Saturday after the sprint, Jack took pole and it was enough for him to become champion, our first ever Wingfoot Award winner. It is Jack on top as he takes the win. He got the maximum 24 points. Hexer took a surprise P2 with Assy and Hyped. Robbo, James, Jimmy, Wiki, Akil, Hutchins, Frank and Henry McGrory clawed 1 point away from the Wingfoot Award. So what does that do to all the standings? And Jack, we know, has already won it with Robbo and Jimmy. That is a crucial battle for P2. Glitzy, Wiki, Assy and James. AMP overtakes Hyped, with Lewis somehow still in the top 10. A very exciting prospect for P2 in that battle, and P4 as well. Cannot wait to see what happens in Singapore, but the teams is even more exciting. 2.5 points separate Sauber and Williams, with Alpine, VCarb and Red Bull the real contenders. Haas and McLaren a bit adrift, with Mercedes, Ferrari and Aston Martin rounding out your 10 teams. The Jack Robbo Trophy then it is Wiki with a 29 point lead. He can win it in Singapore next time out. Glitzy, Omar, AMP and Assy are your other contenders for that one. James, Lewis, McGrory and the Diddler round out your top 10 in those standings, with Jake, Kamiko and Hurls next up. Forever forward then for positions gained, it is a very tight competition, but the Diddler takes the lead with 35 position gains with AMP and Glitzy, James and Wiki, but still anyone can win the championship. Hyped P6 with Robbo, Jake, McGrory and Kamiko, and it's the only championship where Jack sucks. He's 13th on 11 points, but with 25 entrants, I mean technically any of them could still win it. And what a weekend we have had here at Monza. He's back at it again. Unbelievable!